Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at ntnm.org. Jewish Chicago is out on the street. It's all over the place, over 60,000 readers. We printed 5,000 extra copies from just south of the Loop all the way up Lakeshore Drive, into the various Jewish neighborhoods up north and throughout the northern part of Cook County. If you can find a corned beef sandwich or a plate of lox, Jewish Chicago likely will be there. And anyway, it is my pleasure to introduce you to a candidate in the 8th Subcircuit. And the 8th Subcircuit, I'll let her tell you where the 8th Subcircuit is. Actually, it's along Lakeshore Drive. And that's Judge Helaine Berger. How are you?
Avi, thanks for having me on again.
First of all, it's my pleasure, and I want to thank Michael Strom for helping you get on the air and all that. So Mike's a great guy. So tell us about yourself.
Well, it's hard to figure out where to begin. Let's see. I was born here in Rogers Park, right around this neighborhood, and grew up here. And now we'll fast forward a little bit to my legal career.
Sure.
So I started my legal career as a public defender up in Lake County. Tried a lot of felonies. We only had 8 attorneys in the office. So I started my career, my 3rd week of work, trying felonies and tried rapes, attempted murders, etc., with less than 2 years out of law school. I will tell you, though, I was fairly successful. Went on to work at a small boutique firm where I defended ladder manufacturers. I flew around the country doing ladder litigation. People fell off ladders and sued the manufacturer, claiming that it was the ladder's fault that they fell. So I tried cases all over the country, which was a fascinating experience. Went on to have a practice here in Chicago with a partner, a small firm. Tried cases in every division of the courthouse. And in 1997, I was selected by the 253, I think it was at the time, elected judges to become an associate judge, and I've been an associate judge for the last 14 years.
And I take it you like it.
I love my job. I love it.
Very good. And what courthouse do you work out of?
Well, currently, I'm working out of the juvenile courthouse, which is located, for those who want to know, on Roosevelt in Ogden. I'm in the child protection division, so I hear abuse and neglect cases. But I started out in abuse and neglect in May of 2008 after spending 10 years in domestic relations or divorce. And I went there because I always thought it was really important work. A couple years ago, it's almost 2 now, my presiding judge asked me to work on court initiatives and policy issues. And so I started out she asked me to figure out what we could do more effectively, because children don't do well in foster care. They have higher rates of incarceration, they have higher morbidity rates, and they have higher high school dropout rates. So what could we do to move children out of foster care and either into more permanent homes or back with their families where they do better statistically? So all of this, I did statistical research. We decided that our biggest problem was, unfortunately, parents using illegal drugs, substance abuse, and we started off designing what's called a family drug treatment court. Those are very effective in other states. And I applied for, along with a lot of our community, I worked with the community, applied for a federal grant from the OJJDP, which is Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, which is under the Department of Justice. And in September of last year, Senator Durbin announced that Cook County had received $650,000, the circuit court, to actually $649 and change, but
who's counting? And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. So I've been working on that project.
That's terrific. It really is. That's big stuff.
It is big, because not only, in these economic times, you really need to figure out what we can do and how to get the resources to do it. And so we were able to fund an employee for the court, as well as all the additional resources from the community to bring the services necessary, because there is just not money in the state budget or in the community, or a lot of service providers, their budgets are cut because there aren't as many donations. So we found the services, and the Department of Justice believes strongly that these courts are effective.
I think that's absolutely terrific. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So onward and upward. The 8th district basically is, give us the boundary. We got 2 minutes, so.
Okay, the A Subcircuit, it basically goes from Chinatown to Rogers Park, as you said, on the lakefront. And what's important, whenever I tell people that, they say, is downtown part of it? And I say, yeah. It's downtown, Chinatown, South Loop. Go north of downtown, you have Streeterville, you have DePaul, Lakeview, Andersonville, Edgewater, little bit of Rogers Park, and a little bit west if you go down Foster. So it's a very large area.
Very large area, but at least you don't have to do the whole county.
At least, exactly.
That's definitely good. So you're hitting the campaign trail, you're at events and all that?
I'm out at events. I am working very, very, very hard. You know, even within this geographic area, there are places to go to most nights of the week.
Oh, definitely. As a matter of fact, you know, now that there's things like Facebook, I look at my event list and all the things I'm invited to. It's like, thank God I don't go to almost any of them.
I have a Facebook page as well. You know, we're on the internet.
Oh, yeah, your webpage, please.
www.electjudgeberger.com.
www.electjudgeberger.com. You've got a Facebook page. Do you Twitter or?
I signed up for Twitter, but I decided that between the campaign and working and being a mom, it's just too much for me to learn right now. I think it's a post-campaign thing that I want to learn to do.
Yeah, actually, I twit a little bit, as I like to call it, but all I do is when I tell people that there's like, you know, the different segments they can watch on YouTube of you and all the other judges and candidates, there's a thing that goes share, and then there's a picture of Twit, and there's a picture of Facebook, and I just press the button and I let that do the work for me. In any event, I would like to thank you very much, and congratulations on the grant. Judge Helaine Berger, running in the 8th Subcircuit. March 20th is Election Day. Early voting is on. Pick up your Jewish Chicago. I'd like to thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Avi, and thanks again for having me on. It's really been a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. I want to thank all of you for joining us. I want to thank my entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch. Thanks, everybody.